Hello guys, today we're excited to be sharing the unboxing of the brand new DJI Spark, and this is actually DJI's most recent and smallest drone to date. So we're going to open the box up, show you around the drone, do a test flight, and show you some sample footage as well. Now I purchased the DJI Spark without the controller, so it's just the base package, which runs you about $4.99. And as you can see, the package is fairly small, and it gets even smaller once you get down to the drone case itself. The drone case seems to be made out of a styrofoam material, and the size is quite good for travel, but I think for personal preference, I'll pick up something with a little bit more cushion just to protect the drone while traveling. Now when you open up the drone case, you can see that the drone itself fits really nice and snug. Now in the case you'll find an extra set of propellers and your USB cable. And the way that you go about charging the drone is by connecting the USB cable into the charger itself, and then connect the other end of the USB cable into the back of the drone. On the back you'll find a Spark decal, and now you can see two ports. The port on your right is actually for a micro SD card, and the port to your left is for the charger itself. And now to insert a micro SD card into the drone, you want to make sure that the face labels on the micro SD card are facing down and the terminals are facing up. Now simply slide the card into the drone port and press until you hear a click. Also in the packaging you have your different manuals. So the first one we have here is a quick setup guide, followed by a general safety guidelines. And then we have a battery maintenance guide. So now let's go ahead and change out one of these propellers. Now the way you do that is pretty straightforward. You simply press down on the center of the propeller and rotate counterclockwise to unlock. Now to reattach, you line up the bottom tabs on the propeller with the rotor and press down and rotate clockwise to reattach. Removing the battery is fairly quick. You squeeze both tabs on either end of the battery and just pull straight back. Now this is a lithium polymer battery or LiPo battery, and DJI states that you get about 16 minutes of flight time per charge. Now the DJI Spark has a 2-axis mechanical gimbal, and the camera itself has a 12 megapixel sensor which shoots photos up to a resolution of 3968 by 2976. And now the lens has a field of view of 25 millimeters with an f-stop of f2.6. And video resolution is full HD at 30 frames per second at a bit rate of 24 megabits per second. And unfortunately there's no 4K resolution or slow-motion capabilities. Along the front you have a large infrared sensor. Now this is coupled with a few more sensors along the bottom. And on the back of the battery, you can notice the power button, and the battery does not come charged with the drone. So let's plug this battery in and get ready to take a test flight. Now once you plug the drone in to charge, on the back of the battery you'll notice the 4 LEDs lighting up. Now the manuals state that the battery takes about an hour and a half to fully charge. So right now I'm just going to let this battery charge, and then we'll see you guys outside for the test flight.
Alright guys, we're back. We got the DJI Spark here now, and we're going to do a couple of things here before we take a flight test. So first thing is we need to scan the QR code on the box itself. Now we're going to do this through the DJI 4 app, and this just registers the drone through the app so you can begin flying. But one thing we want to cover first is actually how to turn on the drone. So the way to turn it on is you tap once on the button and then you tap again and hold, and then you'll hear the drone power up. You kind of hear the motors running inside. So there's a drone. You'll see the gimbal kind of working already. So now let's go into the app and register this guy and scan this code. So first thing you want to do is actually go into your settings, your Wi-Fi settings, and enable the Spark Wi-Fi. This is going to allow you to connect to the drone. Now the password should be on the QR code that came with the packaging. So right there we have our password, so we're going to blur it out for this one. Alright, now that we have the app open, we should activate, select next, check agree, terms and conditions, select I agree. Just going to type in my name, Jose. Continue. Set your preferred meter system, metric. Beginner mode, let's leave that on. Add gesture control. Enable it. So we want to be able to launch it from our hand. So that should count down, and then enable. Select your virtual joystick. Default, let's just leave it at that. And then activate.
Now that we're ready to begin our test flight, I will enable the palm launch feature. I will tap twice on the power button, and making sure my fingers are clear of the propellers, the drone will power up and launch from my hand. Right off the bat, I noticed that the gesture mode was a little bit finicky. I really had to hold my hand out and make sure that the drone locked onto me. And you'll notice the LEDs under the propellers turn green once the drone recognizes your hand. And again, it's really important to make sure that you extend your hand directly in front of the drone to get it to recognize you and re-engage the gesture mode.
I'm just gonna land it.
Once you enable the landing feature in the app, the drone will decline slowly enough for you to extend your hand out to land on your palm.
Boom. Okay. We're already down from what you saw, down on like one bar of battery life. So they weren't lying when they said 60 minutes. 16, not 60 minutes. So we're just gonna do some more testing, and we'll have some sample footage uploaded soon. So right now we're just gonna see.
Overall, I was fairly impressed with the size and portability of the drone. Was very appealing. Launching the drone really takes no time at all. Now, there aren't very many cons with this drone, but if I had to nitpick at a few things, I would have to call out the battery life and gesture modes. Now, DJI advertised the 16-minute flight time on a single charge, and under semi-windy conditions, that flight time became more like 12 minutes. And on top of that, when you're wasting time fidgeting around with the gesture mode, really that doesn't give you a lot of time at all to just go out there and really have fun with the drone. I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing and our first glance at the DJI Spark. We will be testing the drone out some more in the upcoming weeks and uploading those videos for you guys, but in the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, please leave those below. This is Jose with One Orbit Studios. Thanks again, guys, and happy flying.